Hey everybody, it's me, Lakeisha from Lakeisha King Saving Greens. As you can hear my voice, I've been sick for a good week now, and so that's why I hadn't put out any new videos of the progress. My husband and my son decided while I was laying in bed for a few days that they would come out and finish this area of the patio, so they took down the beams that were here, if you remember. And so they finished off assembling a garden bed for me that I started, and finished off the posts, holes for the bed. And so this is where we are now. This bed is finished. And I already started filling it with the tree trunks. If you remember, I don't know if you can see it here, but way on the back side, back there, there was a pine tree and there was some trunks down right there. And I took a couple of the pieces of the trunk from there and I stuck it in here, as well as I had cut my oleander bushes, and so the clippings I put some inside this bed as well. And on the other side of the yard there was some tree trunks from my neighbor's house that I also included in this bed. So this bed is almost finished. I have to finish putting more organic matter inside here, and then I'll just go ahead and top that off with some garden soil and compost, and we'll be through with that one. And then this second bed right here that I've been working in, I have to take out the brick still, and also I need to take this dirt from this side and put it into this pathway right here and level this whole area right here, going down, level that whole area and get it ready for the second box to be installed, which I already started cutting the pieces for that, and I just need to start assembling that one. So I will get this all finished. Hopefully I'll get it done today. While I was digging through here, it's interesting to see what is under this dirt. You remember I put some old straw that I had under here, and so I started digging through it, and the straw it's breaking down and decomposing nicely. One of the things that I discovered though when I was pulling up the garlic out of this bed was that I noticed a lot of white grubs. Now, I like the whole idea of the hugelkultur gardening method, the no dig, no till gardening method, the lasagna layering gardening method, and it does produce really rich, good soil. And I knew that my soil was rich because I have mushrooms of all kinds growing out of it. And then I get that slime mold. I don't know if you guys ever experienced slime mold. It's crazy because it looks like throw up. It looks like an animal threw up in my garden. And it was funny because I used to blame my cat all the time, that my cat was throwing up in the garden. But it's actually a slime mold, and that's present when the soil is rich as well. What they don't tell you is that it also attracts a lot of beetles. They're attracted to decaying, rich soil. So if you do a lot of lasagna gardening or layering of organic matter back into your soil to build your soil and make your soil rich, it's also a dinner bell for the beetle population to come and lay their larvae in that soil. because their larvae, not only do they eat the decaying matter, but they also love the roots of your plants that you planted in that garden bed. So all this time I'm thinking that I planted my stuff too late, which could possibly be true for my winter garden, that I planted it too late. But also a number one factor that I'm discovering is that I am infested with these white grubs. And so I started digging in this. And what I found was just in this little section that I dug right here, I found over 50 white grubs. And I hadn't even tackled the rest of the bed. And that's not to mention the ones that I found in the raised pool bed right there, and in the other bed that was right here with the leaf litter and the manure and all that stuff. So I pulled out a lot of those white grubs. Now I do enjoy going fishing, and I was told that those are really good for bass fishing. So I'm willing to try that out, but I don't want to plan for a really good growing season and then be disappointed because I have these insects, these grubs that are eating up my plants before they can be established. If you recall, during my last growing season, I couldn't figure out what was eating my plants down. And I had to keep replanting squash and cucumber and beans because something was eating them. Well, that's what it was. And I had to replace a couple of tomato plants too. But that's what it was. And I didn't realize that they were that culprit that was eating up my stuff and leaving just little nubs of stem left behind, or eating the roots so bad that the plant just shrivels up and dies for no reason, it seemed. So I'm going to go through this bed with a fine-tooth comb. I'm going to go through this bed and I'm going to sift through all the dirt and everything in here, and I'm going to make sure I pull out as many of those grubs as I can. I've already went through the process of taking out the grubs and stuff from that first bed that I did, and that bed I need to have rich soil, very rich, because that's where I'm going to plant my corn, and corn is a heavy feeder, and so I want to keep that soil rich. And then with this bed right here, I screened through as much as I could of the soil, not as thoroughly as I did that first bed, but this one here, I'm gonna apply half of this to this bed. So I have to make sure that I get as many, if not all, the grubs that I can find and sift it all out before I add it to that bed. Now you might be thinking, well, the beetles are just going to come back and they're going to lay their larvae in there again, and I'm going to still have the same situation come the following year. And you're right, I will, if I don't take certain measures. And so I'm working on that right now. And I won't reveal that just yet until I get it all set in motion, and then I'll explain what I'm doing and what measures I'm taking to make sure that my beds are not overrun by white grubs again. So, and besides all of that, I don't like those beetles. You know, the white grubs, they either grow into June bugs, like those little reddish brown bugs that you see flying around your lights at night in the summer, or they grow into those green and black beetle bugs that buzz around and crash into everything like they're drunk. All of those I don't like, so I'm not trying to help their population. I'm sorry if you guys like bugs, and if you guys think that they're just the greatest things ever. I don't, and I doubt what I'm doing in my beds is gonna wipe them out and cause them to be extinct or anything, but I want to have healthy growing crops this year. I want to be able to post videos of a nice, lush, green, productive garden this year without posting videos of, oh, dang, this crop failed or whatever. So there are things that I'm going to do to make sure that I have a really successful growing season as far as keeping the insect population at bay. And I do it all naturally. So like I said, I'll go through and hand pick all of those, and then I'll end up giving them to my chickens. One thing I noticed though with my chickens, they start to get finicky. After the first 100 that I picked out, they decided, okay, this is boring. And so they just don't even bother anymore. So I'm thinking, hey, they're going to have like a feast. And no, they only eat so many, and then they're like, okay, I'm done. So anyways, I just wanted to give you this garden update. I'll be showing you some more of how everything looks after I'm finished working today. As you can see, all of that tree trunk that was here is gone. It's all inside the garden bed that I built. And now in its place is a table that counter that I'm building for a friend. And that's going to be included in another video. I'm going to share what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that tree trunk is all gone. I have been busy inside planting some more seeds. I just started some tomatoes and peppers. And as far as tomatoes, if all of these germinate, I will have just under 400 tomato plants. Yeah. And so I have to continue to progress on my rebuild or my remodel of my garden, because I have to be able to house a lot of these plants. A lot of them I'm just going to sell the starts off. The ones that I am keeping, it's still going to be a good number of them. And so I got to have a place to put them. And then I have over here some more peppers and other things that I had planted. So I just wanted to show you. And then the seedlings up here are doing okay. They're doing okay. I've been struggling trying to keep them going. So I want to be able to put those in that other garden bed as soon as I get the soil put on top of it and the irrigation hooked back up. I'll get those planted. So there's the update on my seedlings. So here are all the pieces for the second raised bed that I've already cut. And so all it needs to be is assembled. I'm going to get that going today, get it assembled, get the stuff dug out. I just wanted to show you that it's progress, continuing progress. I might not be able to talk, but I'm able to work. These hands can do some work. I just wanted to share with you my progress. Now you're looking at this and you're like, okay, that looks like a pile of wood, pile of boards. That's progress. I was able to find someone who was in need of getting rid of a lot of lumber and old wood that they had in their yard on their ranch. And so I'm going to be able to use this now for part of my garden remodel. Now, what do I need this much wood and stuff for? Well, you're going to have to tune in and find out. Actually, I need more than just this. This was just what I could get my hands on. I need to find more, or else I'm going to have to flip the bill and buy some new stuff. I don't know if you can see him. There's my baby. Tiger's just chilling back here in the little shade, relaxing on my potato bed. I can actually call it a potato bed because there's actually a potato growing out of here. I just saw it pop out. And I was like, oh, because this is that section where when my house got broken into, the guys jumped this wall and landed right here in my potato bed. And I was thinking, oh man, they trampled my potatoes and nothing's gonna grow. But I got that one peeked out so far. And I don't know, maybe Tiger might be laying on another one, who knows. But anyways, so yeah, good things is coming up, you guys. Good things is happening here on my little garden, my little humble garden. So stay tuned.